Welcome to Material Mondays. I have finished this piece. I'm so glad that you could join me, and I just wanted to show you some of the additions that I've made from last week's session. I've been working on it during the week, and I really like the way it's turned out. I think when I first started this, and it's been a while now, I became quite overwhelmed with how much I felt I had to go. And I was doing a lot of stitching, and there's a lot of stitches in this and a lot of beading. I mean, a lot of this beading on the outside I haven't done because it was a sari material with a lot of beading anyway. But and what I had done was I put it down and I walked away from it, and I think it was been about a year that I walked away from it and was working on other things. But then when I looked at it again, I just felt, yeah, I want to do it now. I was ready. And sometimes you need to do that. You need to be able to kind of step away from something and come back with fresh eyes. And it's up to you how long you take. But it's very often you come back and you think, yeah, you know, I'm ready for it. And it's the same like if you pick up a book and you think, I just can't get into it. Sometimes, again, you need to walk away and come back when you are ready mentally. And I've loved doing this piece, and I've loved the way that it turned out. And so what I've recently done is the borders and the backing. I'm going to frame this. I'm quite happy with the backing as is, and I might just snip off these excess bits, but it doesn't impede. It doesn't make a difference in terms of once it's in the frame. So what else have we added? We've added some beading along the bottom here and here, and as I say, I've done the beading round the side, and I think it really does look very effective. So I think probably a box frame, this would suit a box frame. The sari material itself had so this is the sari material, and it's laid on top of sari material, but it had the beading round the outside and some of the beading here. So this beading down here that we can see, the beading across here, but then what I've done is I've gone in with some tiny stitches, some pink stitches, and then added some stitches around here, some larger pink from pink thread. Yeah, I think the only thing that I might do, because I remember saying something about the blue stitching, is I might add some more tiny blue stitching in here, and I might bring some down. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I mean, just overall, I'm feeling that it's finished. I like the way that it looks, and yeah, I might have to think about the next project, and it might even be one that is a part way finished, as opposed to starting one that is this one that I was working on. It's like I'm not feeling this right now, so I might come back to this. So I've got a container. I've even got some small pieces here, so they haven't got any stitches on, but they've got, you know, these images that now need to be worked. But here's another couple of ones as well, but they're just, yeah, just small ones that, you know, when I've got a moment that I might want to just fill in. Yeah, so some of the others that I've got are as involved as this. So I might work on something that's as involved, but I would definitely like to put these in a frame. The only other thing that I might do is on the corners I've added some very tiny stitches, and so I might go round to each corner and do the same thing. I've got it down here as well, or it might just be these corners that I do it in. I'm not sure, but I do like the effect. So overall it's finished. I'm not going to add any more beading. I might just add a few more stitches here and there just to kind of go in between some of these spaces and add just some additional tiny stitches. But it does look effective once you've done it. It does look really effective, and I'll show you. Let's come in here and I'll show you a section that I really like the look of. So I'm thinking of adding some more stitches to it. And so if you can see this middle section here, the pink stitches, I really like the look of, and yeah, as I say, I'm thinking of just coming in here and doing some tiny stitches. We've got some fraying of the fabric here, but that's okay. And then I've got the tiny stitches on the edges here, so I'll probably, just to make it, you know, balanced, so do the tiny stitches in both sections, in all of the corners. And then we've got the French knots that go down. But yeah, this was a really nice piece to do. I'm glad I finished it, and as I say, I'm looking forward to working on the other piece. I'm going to have to look through some of my fabric boxes to see which ones will be the next in line. If you come on and join me on Patreon, you'll be able to get a sneak peek of the one that I'm going to be working on next. Otherwise, wait until next Monday and you will be able to see what I'm working on. Okay, so and here are some of the beads that I've used. I've used some of these beads, and the other piece of sari fabric, I've been removing some beads so that I can put them in here. So we've got some of these white ones here, and then I've got some additional ones that looked similar to this. I did debate whether to put this at the top and the bottom, but I think I decided just to leave it as is. Or, you know, I mean, I could put, if I had enough of them, I could put them at the bottom. But I think I've only got, say, 3 or 4 of this particular colour, which would go really well. So actually, I might just put, it doesn't have to be as many as the top. I can just do a few at the bottom. Okay, so I am going to leave it there. It was just a quick, okay, let's see where we're at. And this one's finished, so I'm going to, I hope that you've enjoyed the process of this one and to see where it's finally finished. And it's like, it reminds me of my art journals where, you know, I leave some space and it could be, you could do some additional stitching and things like that. And that's what this one feels like. Just seeing some of the stitching around the edges and thinking, oh yeah, you know, I could do some more there. But equally, it's nice to be able to then move on and to work on another piece. So this is going to be available on my website, and if you're interested in purchasing it, let me know. I'm pushing for a good home for this piece and all the other pieces. So I look forward to joining you in the next video. So Remember, if you are not yet subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel and push the notification bell. And yeah, I will see you again soon. So take care for now.